the statement of comprehensive income using the single-step approach. At the end of this video, you must be able to explain the purpose of the statement of comprehensive income, identify the elements of the SCI, prepare an SCI for a service business using the single-step approach. The SCI is a statement that reports the results of operations of the business for one accounting period. This statement contains the following information: revenue generated by operating the business, costs spent to generate the revenue, and income, which is the excess of revenue over costs. Again, this statement contains the following information: revenue, cost, and income. The SCI is described as a for-the-period report. This means that the amounts presented on the report include only those that occurred within the given period. Also known as the income statement, SCI contains the results of the company's operations for a specific period of time, which is called the net income if it is a positive result, while a net loss if it is a net negative result. This can be prepared for a month, a quarter, or a year. The SCI is a statement that reports the results of the operations of the business for one period. The SCI is described as for the period report. The accounts found under the SCI are called temporary accounts, which are also known as nominal accounts. They are called temporary because at the end of the accounting period, balances under these accounts are transferred to the capital account, thus having only temporary amounts and resulting to zero beginning balances at the beginning of the following year. Examples of temporary accounts include the revenues, the sales, utilities expense, supplies expense, salaries expense, depreciation expense, and interest expense. So let us analyze. For example, ang revenue natin for this year ay 10,000 pesos. On the following year, hindi na siya papasok as revenue. Ilalagay na natin siya bilang capital account. So babalik ang revenue sa zero. Ganun din ang mangyayari sa mga expense kagaya ng utilities expense. For example, ang utilities expense for the whole year ay 12,000 ngayong 2021. Pagdating ng 2022, mag-iiba ng utilities expense natin. So, kailangan mag-back to zero siya. So, those accounts are called temporary accounts kasi they become zero sa beginning ng new accounting period. Here are the presentation of Statement of Comprehensive Income. Take note that there are two formats for the SCI: the single step and the multi-step. Single step is closely related to the nature of expense format. On the other hand, the multi-step approach is also associated with the function of expense. The nature of expense and the function of expense will be discussed further on the multi-step approach of preparing SCI. Single step is called single step because all revenues are listed down in one section while all expenses are listed in another. Net income is computed using a single step, which is total revenues minus total expense. For the multi-step, it's called multi-step because there are several steps needed in order to arrive at the company's net income. So single step, you just need to deduct the total expenses from the total revenues. Kay multi-step, medyo mas mahaba ang kanyang process or maraming steps ang kailangan gawin para malaman ang company's net income. Please take note that these two are only formats and will yield the same amount of the net income or net loss. Also, the single-step SCI is more commonly used by service companies, while multi-step format is more commonly used by merchandising companies. Let us study the SCI for a service business. Considering the highway print statement of comprehensive income for the year ended December 31, 2018, we have to group all the revenues together and group all the expenses together. For the revenues, we have here the service fees and the other income. So the total revenue will be 117,300 pesos. For the expenses, expenses are listed based on the source of the expense, such as salaries, purchases, supplies, utilities, fuel, and depreciation. For the highway print, we have the direct cost of services, the salary expense, the rent expense, supplies expense, taxes and licenses, light and water expenses, or the utilities expense. You have to get the total expenses, a total of 53,800. For us to find out if it's a net income or net loss, you just have to deduct the expenses from the revenues. So 170,300 minus 53,800, we will have a positive value, which is 63,500. Therefore, this is a net income because it is a positive value. If it is a negative result, it will be a net loss. Please analyze the different parts of the SCI for a service business. For the heading, you will have the name of the company, the name of the statement, and the date of preparation. And please take note, use for the year ended. Use the term for the year ended. For the second part, it can be on a report form or the account form. Pwede siyang pa-vertical or pa-horizontal, just like what you have did on SFP. Revenues, this is the total amount of the revenue that the company was able to generate from providing services to the customers. Services because we are dealing with a service business. Next one will be the expenses. And then the last part will be the revenues less expenses. Net income for a positive result, net loss for a negative result. Thanks for watching this video. For questions and clarifications, you may ask them during the Zoom meeting or you may send them on the class group chat. Thank you everyone and God bless you all.